I'm Mark Mullins in Austin. Governor Greg Abbott is threatening to withhold $2.5 million in grant funding from the city of Austin over a new APD policy. Under that new policy, APD officers have to notify a supervisor if they encounter someone with an ICE warrant who is not wanted for a crime. They can reach out to ICE to verify the warrant, but cannot detain someone for an unreasonable amount of time. And if federal agents ask officers to hold someone until ICE agents arrive, a watch command lieutenant has to review that request and decide whether the department has enough resources to do so. The governor's office is giving the city until April 23rd to respond to the letter and potentially change that APD policy. We've reached out to the city of Austin for a response to the governor's letter. We will let you know when we hear back. We're looking into what officials say was a highly unusual payout of more than $750,000 to a departing Austin police leader. Robin Henderson, a nearly 30-year veteran of the department, received the money in January through an agreement with the city officials to serve as interim police chief for a year between 2023 and 2024. A 5-page contract, which is now raising questions at City Hall, stipulates all payout monies Henderson would receive when she retired after serving as interim chief. The agreement was put in place with a previous city management administration, and they say they wanted to give Henderson an incentive to stay amid historic department attrition and the need for a stable leader. Here's investigative reporter Tony Plahetsky.
The money former interim Austin Police Chief Robin Henderson received is spelled out in a 2023 contract, but required no council approval as an employment matter. It raised her pay to match that of former Police Chief Joe Chacon, but it also gave thousands of dollars in stipends to help Henderson recover lost wages when a contract between the city and police officers lapsed. Henderson's position as chief of staff was not included when the city council approved a measure in 2023 that replenished most officers' pay. But stipend pay is not eligible for contributions to the Austin Police retirement system. So instead, under the deal, the city agreed to give Henderson the amount she would have contributed, plus projections of how the money would accrue over time. That equaled about $375,000, which was set to be paid when she retired. The city also agreed, upon Henderson's retirement, to pay her 800 hours of unused sick time on top of the 1,700 hours she was already set to receive through the city's contract with police officers. That total combined is $336,000. And finally, amid a dispute about her compensation, the city gave Henderson an additional $55,000. Add all of that up, and it comes out to her payout of $766,000.
That was Tony Plahetsky with that report. Austin police have arrested 2 people who they say are connected to a homicide in northeast Austin. Last Wednesday, someone was shot and killed at an apartment complex near Dessau Road and Palmer Lane. Police now say they've arrested 19-year-old Chance Young for aggravated assault, and 17-year-old Drayvon Slaughter is charged with deadly conduct. Police say they also identified 3 juveniles tied to this case, and charges against them are pending. The sudden closure of a nationwide boutique chain is hitting small business owners hard here in Central Texas. Vendors say they're now scrambling to collect their products and find new places to sell them. Here's reporter Brianna Perez.
Packing up and forced to close up shop.
It's so sad to see everybody's dreams just kind of taken away like that.
That's the reality several vendors like Jennifer Gossabake at Painted Tree Boutique are facing after learning the company is closing all 60 of its locations nationwide.
We weren't expecting to have to come in on a Tuesday to come grab our things and be worried about whether or not the doors would be locked.
Company leaders blame unexpected changes in the retail landscape for the sudden closures. In a statement, Painted Tree wrote, quote, "Rising costs, shifting market conditions, and the evolving nature of how people shop have presented challenges that despite our best efforts and our community's unwavering support, we have not been able to overcome." End quote. In an email to vendors Tuesday, the company said shop owners have 10 days to pack up their inventory and clear out their space.
It's just so disheartening to see everybody removing their fixtures. They were so excited. Some of them had just set up last month to be able to start their journey.
For the past year, Gossabake has operated her small business, Magpie Gallery, inside of Painted Tree. As a law student, she says it's given her a creative outlet and helped her pay for school.
The thing I loved the most about Painted Tree was that you have a booth and there's a central checkout. So I can go to my full-time job, have all my stuff there, people can look.
Now she says she's out thousands of dollars in inventory with no place to sell it. An issue other vendors say they are also feeling.
This business has definitely been a huge financial support for myself and my family, paying for kids' activities, putting food on the table, and so this is a huge loss for myself, for shoppers in the community.
Vendors say around 150 small businesses are impacted at the Round Rock location alone. Some tell us they are still waiting to get paid for sales made in March. Many are unsure what comes next, but say they're holding on to hope.
I feel like small business owners are, we adapt and we are innovative, and so I know that we'll be looking for the next opportunity to try and continue to be successful.
In Round Rock, Brianna Bettis, KVUE News.
Austin Community College is laying out its plan for a new campus. The college system just bought new property to save time and money on its expansion. The new campus will be built in southeast Travis County, not far from the airport, and students could start there as soon as this summer. Reporter Daniel Gomez shows us the types of programs it will support and why ACC leaders say it's so needed right now.
Samantha Carroll welds her future one class at a time.
This is the only schooling that I've had where I've actually been able to just use my hands and use my mind and my creativity.
The classroom, though, could use a little more room.
There's a lot of kids here that I feel like need more one-on-one interaction.
Austin Community College's Executive Vice Chancellor of Finance and Administration agrees.
The Riverside has been at full capacity in these programs for actually decades.
Neil Vickers says planning for a new campus started more than a decade ago.
The way that we kind of got here, it's not a straight line.
The college landed on buying the Bergstrom Tech Center in southeast Austin. Austin Community College bought this building for $130.5 million, and they say that they saved $100 million going this route instead of building a new campus from scratch. Buying the tech center also allows for students to study there as early as this summer, which will help expand access to many of ACC's workforce training programs.
This is what the community college does. It's about providing those skills to this community.
A community of hardworking Texans like Carol who are ready to jump into the workforce with a high demand skill.
I'm going here for a 2-year degree, and I will come out with 2 degrees with maybe like a quarter amount of the expense.
And she hopes many others in the community can weld a solid future too. Daniel Gomez, KVUE News.
And that'll do it for us here in Austin. We hope you have a great day.